So do you want to start a house church or a Bible study? Who's going to come to it, and where do you begin? Let's talk about it. Barry Smith here, author, father, husband, pastor of 25 years, and a guy who's led small groups and Bible studies, Sunday school classes, youth groups, men's ministries, and even planted a church in California. But unless you take over someone else's group, you've got to create your own set of attenders. Otherwise, you're just going to be meeting with yourself, and that's just a little weird. Maybe you're one of the many who've been thinking for quite a while, man, I'm just not into the big church thing anymore. It's just not doing it for me. I'm just not getting fed. Or maybe you've thought, I've always wanted to explore starting a house church thing, but I'm no pastor. I could never do that. I could never lead that. I'm not qualified. Let me tell you, that's a defeatist attitude. That's a defeatist mindset. If you're saved, you know Jesus, you've made the decision to follow Christ, then you're equipped to make disciples. And that's what the local church is all about. It's the purpose of the church. It's why the church exists. It's why Jesus died on a cross. And the church is not about buildings, programs, budgets, or pastors. It's about people discipling people. And anyone who knows Jesus is equipped to do that. So maybe you're watching this video right now because it's time right now for you to take action. I'm not selling anything, but I am trying to help people open their eyes to what God might be wanting to do in their life and in the lives of those around them. So once the decision is made to start your own house church, or simple church, or faith community, or Bible study, whatever you want to call it, you've got to start somewhere. And that's where this video can help. Simply, you start with God, which makes sense, right? I mean, it's all His anyway. You start with prayer and a list. And what's on this list? Sound equipment? No. A pulpit so you can preach? No way. Is it a financial budget for the group? Nope. The list is simply this. You write down a list of people that God put on your heart to invite to your group. At least the potential people that would be a good fit for your church. Simply, you're trying to pick a group of 20 people that you'd like to do life with, that you'd like to hang out with, that you might even want to go on vacation with. These are the 20 closest family and friends that you have that God puts on your heart to start your house church with. That's it, plain and simple. That's where you start. Don't complicate it. Don't overcomplicate it. Start with prayer and start writing your list. And keep that list in front of you, maybe in your bathroom mirror or in your living room somewhere or on a kitchen fridge. And here's some ideas of who God might put on your heart. I'd probably start with your spouse if you have one. That's a good thing. And maybe your kids if they're a little older, maybe at least 10 years old or so. Now, sometimes 7-year-olds can do it, sometimes 15-year-olds can't. But then expand that list to your best friends or your good friends. Who are those friends that build you up, that are fun? The ones that are open to growth. Then expand the list to the marketplace or your neighbors. When you think about all your neighbors, which ones cause you to smile when you see them outside? Put them on the list. Now remember, you aren't going to have all of these people in your home. You're just making a list. And 20 people seems like the perfect amount to pray through and see which ones God is leading you to actually ask to join your group. Coming up with this list, along with the added prayer that you're putting into it, could take as little as a week and as long as a month or so. Just be sure to bring God into the picture. You don't want to just arbitrarily ask random people to be a part of your church, at least not usually. You want God to move on your heart and to ask God to be moving on their hearts as well. The whole point of a house church or a faith community or Bible study or whatever you want to call it is to have God be all over it. After all, the definition of a church is a spiritual family with Christ in the center as king, who love God, love others, and make disciples who make disciples. It's all about God doing His thing. And you're the point person to see God move in your life and other people's lives. It's the beautiful thing, and you can do this. But you might be thinking, what about all those people who maybe aren't my best friends or family? But I know they need Jesus. I feel bad not asking them to be a part of my group. It's a great question, and here's the answer. Once you get your group going, you'll constantly be on the lookout of who God is putting in your life that might need Jesus and needs to be a part of a group like yours. Then you lead them to Christ and help them start their own simple church or faith community. And in the next couple of videos, we'll talk about how to effectively share your faith. And trust me, it's all going to make perfect sense. And again, You can do this. And that brings us to another objection that you might have. You just don't feel qualified or smart enough or spiritual enough to lead others spiritually. We talked about that in a previous video that you can find right here. You don't have to be a spiritual giant to lead a faith community. In fact, all you need is Jesus. And if you've got Him, then you've got the Holy Spirit. And that means you're equipped to make disciples. It's that simple. And this video will help you see that all you have to do is simply keep putting one foot in front of the other. Seriously. So what do you think? Are you ready to get your list of 20 written? If so, let me know in the comments below. Just post below, "I'm making my list." For real, just post that below, "I'm making my list." And if you're super serious, shoot me an email about this. And my email is listed below as well. And I'd love to help you in the process of making that decision. I'm telling you, you can do this. And as always, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. It helps us get the word out there. I'd really appreciate it. And if you like our stuff, consider supporting us with a tip on PayPal or a tax-deductible donation at YouChoose.Community. All of those links are below. So right now, go ahead and hit that thumbs up and share this thing, because no doubt someone you know probably needs to hear this and might be wanting to start their own simple church. And don't forget to comment below what you think, any questions you might have, and if you'd like to launch your own simple church, then post below, "I'm making my list." Until next time, God bless.